The second stop on our road trip was Asheville, North Carolina. On our first full day in Asheville, I took Choya for a walk in the River Arts District, and we stopped at Second Gear, which is an outdoor gear consignment shop. It is pet friendly. I looked around but didn't buy anything. I thought the prices were a little high for used gear. Second Gear has a coffee shop where I got Choya a pup cup, which she really enjoyed. The next day, we set off on a 3-day, 22-mile backpacking trip in Pisagh National Forest. Permits are not required to backpack in Pisagh National Forest. However, you are required to use a bear canister. We started our trip at the Big East Fork trailhead. Choya was so happy to hit the trail. The weather was great on the first day of our trip. There were so many wildflowers along the trail and everything was so green. It was also really nice to hike along running water, and there were many waterfalls. Big East Fork was heavily impacted by a flash flood in 2021. There are some sections of the trail that collapsed, but you can walk underneath the old trail on the rocks, which I found to be very manageable even with a heavy pack and Choya. After the Big East Fork Trail ended, we continued on the Bridges Camp Gap Trail and the Mountains to Sea Trail. We really didn't see very many people on the first day of our trip, and it felt like a true wilderness experience, especially along the Big East Fork Trail, where there was some route finding required due to the flash flood. After crossing Dark Prong Falls, the trail became much more steep. It was rewarding when we could start to see the mountains that we would be summiting on the second day of our trip. In total, we ascended 2,500 feet and hiked 10 miles on the first day. This distance and elevation gain was just about right for Choya. When it was time to set up camp, Choya was so eager to go inside the tent to rest that she sat on the tent before I could get it set up. She really loves the tent. It's a safe space for her, just like a crate is for some dogs.